Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode with Coach K and his Math Corner. I hope you had a great weekend. It's the second time of working with one-step equations using this time multiplication and division. As a math student, I will be able to solve one-step equations using multiplication and division. All right, you should have that graphic organizer number 2 that says number 2 at the top with one-step equations, and let's get going. Hey, remember, just as a quick review, for doing equations, an equation is a math sentence that does contain an equal sign. The goal is to find the value of the variable, and we do that by isolating that variable on one side using the inverse operation. The inverse of addition is subtraction, the inverse of subtraction is addition, the inverse of multiplication is division, and the inverse of divide is multiply. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to make it quick so we don't take too much time, right? All right, here we go. Example number 1. Now, remember, our objective is to always, we have to draw that line, right? Always draw that line. We're going to draw a line there. We're going to draw a line there. And since the very first thing we want to do is always identify where the variable is. And since it is right there, all right, that's what we want to do. We want to put it on one side by itself. This is multiplying, so in operation, we want to do the opposite, or the inverse, I'm sorry. The inverse of multiply is divide. So we want to divide both sides by 3. All right, both sides by 3. X is equal to 8. Guess what? Does 3 times 8 equal, equal 24? It sure does. Boom, got it. All right, next one. We're dividing. To undo division, we want to multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides by 8. We're going to do 8 over 1. This 8 and this 8 cancel each other out. Guess what? We got W by itself on one side. And since we multiplied this side by 8, we want to multiply this side by 8, right? And 6 times 8 is 48. Let's make sure we know. Does 48 divided by 8 equal 6? It does. Boom. Here's our answer, ladies and gentlemen. All right, next one. Here we're multiplying. And so to undo multiplication, we want to divide both sides. We want to identify where our variable is. Right there it is. Over here it was right there. All right. And since this is multiplied, to undo it, we're going to divide both sides by 7. All right. That creates a variable by itself. And this side, 35 divided by 7 is 5. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, got it. Remember your objective. Objective is to be able to solve one-step equations using multiplication and division. I upped the ante a little bit in some of these problems, try to make them just a little bit more challenging. All right, we want to identify our variable. Right there it is. Let's draw our line here. And to get 4.5 away from x, so x is by itself on this side, we're going to divide both sides by 4.5. Now this is going to get a little crazy in here because we got some things we haven't done for a while. All right, so we got x on its side by itself. Well, to remember, when we divide by fractions or by mixed numbers, we want to make sure that we create a fraction, improper fraction. So we got 26 over 1 divided by, what's 4.5? 4 1/2 is the same as 9/2, right? And remember, when we divide, the last fraction gets written as a reciprocal. So we would actually have 26 times 2 over 9, which would create 52 ninths. Whoa, what's 52 ninths? Well, let's see. I'm going to take up a little space. I'm going to have to erase some things in there. 52 ninths means we have to divide 52 by 9, which actually equals 45. And, come on, there you go, 7 ninths. 5 and 7 ninths. So we'd have 5 and 7 ninths. That's our answer, ladies and gentlemen. You probably should check just to make sure on some of those. For our purpose today, I'm not going to do that. That probably isn't a good idea for me to say that, but you got to keep moving or else I'm going to be here for 20 minutes talking to you. All right, so here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get on it. We want to identify where our variable is. Right there it is, h. This is multiplying. To do the inverse, that means we divide both sides by the number that's attached to the variable. There we go. And on the side over here, same thing. So now we've isolated the variable h on this side, and 29 4/10 divided by 2 1/10. Oh, I know. I'm probably going to have to erase some of this, so make sure you get it written down. We're going to do some things here we haven't done for a while, like move the decimal point once over here, and now it's located at the end. And we're going to take 21 into 20 into 2 0 times, 21 into 29 once. 21 times 1 is 21, 9 minus 1 is 8, drop the 4. 84 divided by 21 is 4, and our answer is 14. You know what? We probably should really quickly check that. Let's see, does 2 1/10, yeah, multiplied by 14 equal that? Well, let's find out. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 1 times 1 is 1. Make sure you put a 0 there, put a 0 there. And 1 times 2 is 2. And if we add all that together, we get 29. And we got a decimal place right there, 29 4/10. Bingo, it works. Guess what? That's our answer. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to have to erase some of this stuff out of here because I need room to write the next one. Okay, so let's identify our variable. Right there it is, and that is a division problem. So I need a little room, so I'm going to rewrite it. X divided by 2. So to undo that, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. That means on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. 82 times 2, and x equals 164. Ladies and gentlemen, if you took 164 divided by 2, would you get 81? Well, or 82, I mean. I would hope so, if we did this right. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and yes, it does. It checks. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep moving. Okay, but there's an exception to the rule. Notice on the previous problem I had x divided by 2. X divided by 2. But this time I have 45 divided by n. Well, anytime you're dividing by the variable, we don't want that. That's an exception to what we're going to do now. So we're going to get rid of this n. So I'm going to write it like this right here. Here's my variable. And so I'm going to take 45 divided by n. And to undo that division, I'm going to multiply both sides by n. That cancels it out, and I have 45 by itself on one side. But since I multiplied this side by n, I got to multiply this side by n, and what do you know? I got 5n. Now it looks just like the previous problems we did with division. So here's a multiplication problem. To undo this, I'm going to divide both sides by the same number, which is 5, because I want to isolate that variable. And 45 divided by 5 is 9. 9 equals n. Does 45 divided by 9 equal 5? Yes, it does. Right here, I'm going to show you. 45 divided by 9 is equal to 5. I'm sorry, said that wrong. Remember, our objective is to be able to solve one-step equations with multiply and divide. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you got to this independent task. Get to it and get them done, and then come back and turn on. I'll show you the answers, okay? But you do the work, not me just copying. Don't just copy my stuff. Got it? Get it. Go. Hurry. Let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're done, so here we go. All right, isolate the variable on one side. Right here we are. We want to isolate it. Boom, right there it is, right there. So this is a division or a multiplication problem, so remember, draw the line first. Do the inverse. Inverse of multiplying is dividing, so we want to do both sides by division. We isolated d by itself. Does d equal 42 divided by 7 is 6? Okay, does 7 times 6 equal 42? Yes, it does. All right, number 2. Number 2 is a division problem. Here is the variable right there. Come on, come on, come on. You don't want to write today? All right, there we go, right there. All right, there it is, right there. And since that's division, we're going to do the inverse, which is multiplying both sides by 9. All right, 9 and 9, they cancel each other out. Let's put that there. And we want to do the same thing to both sides. So n equals 54. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is a multiplication problem. Here is our variable. Draw our line. Since it's multiplied, we're going to do the inverse, which is dividing both sides by 12. We got y down here equals 72 divided by 12 is 6. There's our answer, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. On this side right here, we have a division problem, but we want to isolate the variable m. Right there it is. And so to do that, I'm going to rewrite it like this so I have enough room. We're going to multiply both sides by 4. We isolate that, m, and on this side we'll multiply it by 4 as well. All right, and 44 times 4 is 176. Congratulations if you got it, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I want to keep moving. Don't want to take too much time because time is important when I'm looking at my time on my video. All right, here we go. We got to isolate the c. That's our variable. Since it's multiplying, we want to divide both sides by 6. Right? We got 6 divided by 6 is 1. C equals 36 divided by 6 is 6. All right, and on this side we have 28 equals 7n. Hey, we're multiplying, so we want to divide both sides by 7. Don't forget to draw that line. Separate both sides of the equation. So we got to divide that. It gives us 1. 1 times n is n. And on this side we want to divide 28 by 7. And 28 divided by 7 is 4. Guess what? That's our answer. Remember, your objective is to be able to solve one-step equations using multiplying and dividing. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. We're at the end of my video. Here's your exit ticket. Make sure you finish these. Make sure you take a picture, hand it in, and when you're done, you have an assignment. So don't forget, do everything I showed you. Make sure you check. Make sure you do all the things. If you don't, I'm going to give it back to you, make you do it again. Hey, good job. Here we go. We're done.